The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you say how it is, it's so important. The papyrus, we're all so alive. The papyrus.
Hello and welcome to the Papyrus TV Africa News Update. First, the headlines. Kwara Governor presents staff of office to new Mornachs. Nationwide university shut down as workers strike. Labour Ministry intervenes in 3 billion naira percent scandal. Works Minister Umahi faces backlash over Sokoto Badagry Road. Onanuga, why we can't arrest former Kogi Governor Yahaya Bello. Ebonyi State approves 75,000 naira minimum wage for civil servants. Northern leaders face tough decision on 2024 presidential candidates. The news in full. Kwara State Governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak has officially presented the staff of office to the new Oloro of Oro, Oba Joel Oyatoye Titiloye, and Bamoyin of Jimba Oja, Oba Adebayo Olarinwaju Ismail. The presentation ceremony took place with Deputy Governor Mr. Kayode Alabi representing the governor. During the event, the Deputy Governor urged the new Mornachs to leverage their positions and foster peace, tranquility, and active participation from their subjects in government programs and policies. He emphasized that the people of Oro and Jimba Oja should wholeheartedly support their new leaders as unity is essential for peace, development, and growth in Kwara State. Governor Abdul Razak called on the Mornachs to build bridges of understanding, promoting harmony among diverse groups within their communities. He expressed his hopes for peace, progress, and rapid socio-economic development in both areas. The Commissioner for Local Governments, Chieftaincy Affairs, and Community Development, Abdullahi Abubakar Bata, praised the maturity shown by the Oro and Jimba Oja kingmakers and their communities during the peaceful succession process. He highlighted present administration's respect for traditional institutions, ensuring that citizens have freedom to select their monarchs without governmental interference. In his acceptance speech, Oba Joel Oyatoye Titiloye, the new Oloro of Oro, expressed gratitude to kingmakers, the Oro community, and the state government for their confidence in him. He pledged to build his reign on forgiveness, unity, and progress, committing to addressing misunderstandings and ensuring that all voices are heard. Similarly, Oba Adebayo Olarinwaju Ismail, the Bamoyin of Jimba Oja, stated that his reign would focus on serving the people and fostering overall development in Jimba Oja. In recent developments, university operations across Nigeria have come to a standstill as the Joint Action Commission of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions (NASU) and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities (SSANU) commenced an indefinite strike. The strike, initiated after the federal government's failure to address union demands, included 4 months of withheld salaries, improved wages, earned allowances, and the fulfillment of a 2009 agreement, was announced by SSANU National President Mohammed Ibrahim and NASU General Secretary Prince Peters Adeyemi. The unions have given an ultimatum which expired at midnight on Sunday, and they say they have exhausted measures such as ultimatums, protests, and warning strikes. The directive requires all NASU and SSANU branches across federal and state universities, along with inter-university centers, to join the strike. NASU and SSANU members provide critical campus services, including water, electricity, internet, and security, which are now impacted as members hold joint congresses and campuses today to officially commence the protest. Progressively, the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment have summoned the leadership of National Assembly chapter of the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASAN, over a 3 billion naira misappropriation allegation. This intervention follows accusations from PASAN member Yusuf Abiola, who has demanded an audited financial report from 2019, citing alleged financial mismanagement by the association's executives. A formal invitation signed by Amos Folanipe, Director and Registrar of Trade Union Services and Industrial Relations, called PASAN leaders and concerned members to a meeting scheduled for tomorrow to address the scandal. Abiola, acting on behalf of other members, threatened to escalate the matter to authorities if transparency demands are unmet. PASAN Chapter Chairman Sunday Sabiyi and Secretary David Ann Ebizemo have denied the allegations, dismissing them as unfounded blackmail. However, the Labour Ministry, in its October 25, 2024 letter, has instructed both parties to meet in hopes of resolving the issue. Meanwhile, Minister of Works David Umahi has ignited social media debates after suggesting that the political support in the 2027 elections could influence the progression of the long-delayed Sokoto-Badagry Expressway. Addressing the people of Sokoto, Umahi hinted that local backing will be vital for the launch of Phase 1B, linking infrastructure advancement to future campaign premises. Though President Bola Tinubu has recently revived the expressway project, which was being stalled for nearly 5 decades, critics accused Umahi of politicizing basic infrastructure. Using roads as campaign propaganda is ridiculous, remarked user Sekarachichi. Others voiced broader frustrations, with Chidi Nadi emphasizing the need for alternative transport systems over roads that won't last beyond the rainy season. Outrage continued across social platforms, with Baba Nollywood questioning politicians' accountability and Stanikwan urging voters to focus on competent leadership in 2027. Ayogu Joshua underscored the importance of holding leaders accountable, asking, "How can you use unfinished roads for campaigning?" Moving on, the presidency has clarified that security agencies have struggled to arrest ex-Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello, despite multiple efforts. Presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga, speaking on Channels Television's Inside Sources with Laolu Akande, explained that Bello's connection with his successor, Governor Usman Ododo, who has constitutional immunity, has complicated the situation. Bello was declared wanted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in April over alleged involvement in an 80.2 billion financial crime. However, the EFCC's attempts to arrest him have reportedly been thwarted by Ododo, who is said to be sheltering Bello at his official residence. Onanuga highlighted the EFCC, a federal government agency, is unable to detain Bello because he is under the protection of Kogi State's governor, his successor, who enjoys immunity. He compared this scenario to diplomatic immunity, noting that law enforcement's hands are tied as long as Bello remains within Ododo's residence. The police cannot act without infringing upon Ododo's immunity, Onanuga continued, citing a similar situation with WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, who sought refuge in an embassy and could not be arrested until he exited. Bello, who served as Kogi governor from 2016 to May 2024, has missed numerous court appearances. The EFCC faces significant obstacles as it continues its pursuit of former governor, with the presidency acknowledging the challenges involved. Furthermore, the Ebonyi State government, under the leadership of Governor Francis Nwifuru, has announced a minimum wage increase to 75,000 naira for state civil servants, effective from Monday. The announcement, delivered through a statement from the governor's chief press secretary, Monday Uzo, in Abakaliki, clarified this increase will be a flat figure applied across all levels, with no consequential adjustments. As per the governor's directive, civil servants on grade level 2 will receive a full 75,000 naira, while those on grade level 3 and above will see an increase of 40,000 naira. The decision followed a careful review of Nigeria's current economic conditions and the need to support workers in the state. In addition to the wage increase, Governor Nwifuru also appointed Obinna Ezenkwa and Uchenna Otu as general managers of Umogara Pulverization Plant and the Ezambo Pipe Production Factory, respectively. He called on these new appointees to bring their expertise to advance the state's industrial growth, urging stakeholders to offer their support for a prosperous Ebonyi. Conclusively, Northern political leaders are grappling with strategic decisions for the 2027 presidential election amid hardships, rising youth discontent, and perceived unmet expectations from President Bola Tinubu's administration. Despite backing Tinubu in 2023, many Northern leaders feel the alliance has yet to yield sufficient benefits for the region, which faces severe economic challenges. Memories of youth-led protests, notably during the End Bad Governance movement, remain fresh, fueling fears that unresolved grievances could spark further unrest. Leaders are now actively seeking a candidate capable of challenging the current presidency in 2027. Discussions among prominent figures from the Northwest aim to identify a formidable contender, though sources say some leaders are also considering Southern candidates with credible Northern running mates. Possible contenders for vice presidential roles include former Kano State Governor Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and ex-Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal. The leaders are cautious about potential opposition strategies focused on zoning and regional loyalties. Concerns are mounting that continued support for Tinubu could alienate northern youth who increasingly demand solutions to unemployment, inflation, and insecurity. According to a source, many northern leaders are hesitant to endorse Tinubu for a second term, as an unchanged administration might weaken their connection with younger constituents. For now, Northern politicians are still in search of a reputable candidate for the 2027 election. Many, however, are unlikely to support the current administration again, an insider revealed to Nigerian Tribune. This has been the Papyrus TV Africa.
The papyrus, putting on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No,